Hi everyone, so you're going to watch Agent Recon. So I want to give you a little synopsis on both Agent 1 and Agent 2. What you need to know is that Jim, my character, he's a guy who never really was good at anything. He's invited by his best friend, Seth, and his ex-girlfriend, who's now going out with Seth, out to the desert to go on a weapons instructions course. The group of them go out there, and one of the friends, Kara, who Seth and Angela were trying to set up Jim with, gets infected by this red dust called the ash. And the ash is this alien substance that takes over your mind, and people can't tell that they're infected. It's essentially that they walk among us. Jim is also exposed to the ash, but however, it doesn't seem to take over his mind. In fact, it gives him special powers. And meanwhile, they also encounter this covert task force that was investigating the energy disturbance that triggered this ash to spread and infect Kara. There's a lot of chaos, and Jim and Angela still haven't been infected and they escape. But unfortunately, Jim's best friend and the troops are infected and they're in pursuit. Jim is able to get some weapons and get Angela to a safe place, who she runs off to get help. Jim is forced to take these now infected individuals head on, knowing that if they leave the desert, they're going to infect more people, pretty much the entire world. So he takes it upon himself to do that. And one of the main challenges is, though, no matter how hard he tries, he ends up having to kill his best friend, Seth.
Nothing can stop us. Wake up, Seth! Wake up!
And so at the end of the story, they end up meeting a scientist. She takes Jim and Angela back to their secret base somewhere in the desert. And that's the end of Agent Intelligence. So in Agent Revelation, Jim is brought to this underground base to test and see why he's not infected. Also to test the limits of his special powers, his strength. What's my objective?
Eliminate as many runts as possible.
And meanwhile, there's this special energy called mana, which is throughout the base. It's in the weapons, it's in the technology, the doors, and the lights. He doesn't think anything of it until this character, Alistair, arrives, and he's the leader of this secret base. And now Alistair has never revealed his identity to anybody, but believes that Jim, because he has special powers and not infected, could turn the tide in this secret war. Through testing and observing Jim, Alistair realizes that Jim is someone who would sacrifice himself for his friends.
Big man, over here!
And in doing so, Alistair shows him that the mana is actually human energy and that he can harness it himself.
You're kidding it.
Because the ash utilizes the human energy and Jim is infected with it, Jim is even more powerful than he thought. Unfortunately, the scientist betrays Alistair and reveals his location because she wanted to get her sister out of the clutches of the aliens. So she gets the aliens to come to the base. She also kills Alistair abruptly before it's too late, thinks that she killed Jim. Jim has to fight his way out of this base, but meanwhile, he tries to save his girlfriend, but she also has been infected and he loses her.
What are you doing?
No, Jim. I love you.
So unfortunately, Jim has now lost everything. He lost his best friend, he lost his girlfriend, and he lost his mentor. But he's gained new friends in this underground base, and they escape to this ship that is Alistair's and leave in the underground caves. I also want to mention that in this world, the ash binds to the liver. They discover that throughout both in Agent Intelligence and in Agent Revelation, and it utilizes it because the liver is the most regenerative organ in the human body. They do discover that in order to stop somebody who's infected, you have to eliminate the liver by shooting it, by stabbing it, or whatever. That's how you defeat anyone infected with the ash. A little fun piece of the world that I thought. So there you have it. They don't get shot in the head. But if they get shot in the liver, they're done for. So just in case you run into any aliens along the way that you think are infected with ash, make sure you shoot them in the liver.